All right, y'all, welcome back to the channel. I think the big piece of news today is that Giannis um Antetokounmpo, I think I'm saying that correctly, got traded from the Milwaukee Bucks to the Miami Heat in a blockbuster deal. I'm looking at the details right now. It's saying he was traded for so both Giannis and Bobby Portis, who's a pretty serviceable power forward. Um, Good three-point shooter, good spacing, so that'd be good to have paired with Giannis. They were traded to the Miami Heat for Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, I don't know who that is, and Jamie Jaquez Jr., who went to UCLA, is pretty good. Another player, his name is Kasparas Jakusias. There are some names in this trade between him and Giannis. It sounds like a Hogwarts spell or something. And also, additionally, the Bucks got 3 first-round picks, obviously, to seemingly make the trade more balanced. It's funny that they call this a blockbuster deal because I don't think it changes the power balance in the East at all. I don't think it makes Miami better than New York or Detroit or dare I say even Cleveland. If you really want to get into it, obviously, if you get Giannis on your team, you are getting better. But it's just I don't know. From a basketball perspective, I don't think this moves the needle that much. I don't think this Miami team is that much better of a supporting cast than the Milwaukee team. But that's to be determined. Yeah, but for me, this doesn't move the needle for Miami or Milwaukee really at all. It's like congrats on your 6th seed, Miami. Um, very, very interesting move. Personally, for Giannis, I think the off the court stuff may have been a more significant factor than a lot of people are reporting on, right? I think it's not just a strictly basketball move. Like, you got to understand these athletes are human. And it's like Miami, you know, depending on what you're looking for in a city, might have better amenities, better weather than living in Milwaukee. Not to disparage Milwaukee, it's a nice enough place, but I mean, it's no South Beach, man. The BBL per capita ratio is a lot lower in Milwaukee than it is in Miami, and that's a factor you have to consider if you're an NBA player. I think I was hearing about income taxes, but I don't know the income tax situation in Wisconsin anyway. So there's definitely like quite a few personal reasons Giannis would want to move out there. It's a bigger city too. He has a bigger stake in Kalshi, which I'm not sure if they're based out there, but I know Miami has like a pretty big tech scene. Uh, relative to like other cities, relative to Milwaukee at least. And it's just interesting. What I don't like about this whole trade fiasco is like the back and forth, like the rumblings. The rumor mill has been going on for months. Like, oh yes, the deal is close. It's down to Boston and Miami. It's like back in the day, you used to just drop the news day of like Giannis was traded. Like the Baltimore Colts in like 1983 or 1984 just picked up and moved to Indianapolis. Didn't even tell like the mayor of Baltimore. They just packed up the team in a Mayflower moving van and moved to the Midwest. And Giannis kind of did the opposite of that. But um, yeah, I just don't like all the. I don't know. It's just weird because Shams, who's like the big insider in the NBA, he was like kind of edging this whole trade process. I think because either him, probably not him, but his bosses are in cahoots with like the betting lines or the prediction models, like Polymarket or Kalshi, which again Giannis has a stake in. So I think like gambling or prediction markets, which are essentially just gambling, are really commingled and intertwined with sports, whether it's on season, during the season, or off season. Because ordinarily you just get a Woj bomb like, yo, Giannis was traded, and you get a tweet at 11 p.m. Eastern, and then you'd be wired for the rest of the night because you can't sleep. It's like Drake dropping a surprise album. That's how Woj bombs used to be on Twitter, on basketball Twitter. Um, but I think it's now becoming more like basketball theater for these prediction markets because the longer you can stall this out or drag it out or kind of edge like the trade rumors, the more betting action you can get on these prediction markets. Like, oh, I think he's going to Boston. Oh, I think he's going to Miami. You could get more line action. You could get more of an edge. Sharks get to eat more. So, I mean, it is what it is, but it's kind of like capitalism is just seeping into like every aspect in our lives in ways that we may not even be like 100% aware of. But yeah, heck of a trade, heck of a move. I think it changes nothing for the league. Giannis, I think, is 31 years old, which isn't terribly old, but the only thing is, my hunch is that Giannis's game won't age too well because it's very dependent on like his athleticism. He still has good court vision, and he's still 7 feet tall, and can still add, more skillful aspects to his game, like mid-range jumper can definitely extend one's career. And again, he is 7 feet tall and super buff, so he's always going to have a spot in the league, and he's always going to be useful. But 31 is not no spring chicken. But hey, James Harden is like 37, still doing it. LeBron James was like 42 or something like that, still doing it. That's obviously an outlier example, but I'm just saying there's still a lot of gas left in the tank, so to speak, for Giannis. He's paired up with Bam Adebayo. Bobby Porter should stretch the floor pretty well. I think Davion Mitchell is their starting point guard. I think he's going to play like a Pat Bev role, where he's like a defensive specialist, and even though he's a point guard in stature, he is really going to be playing kind of an off guard. He's not going to be really initiating the offense. I imagine that'd be like Giannis initiating the offense, and in certain spurts, maybe Bam. So it's interesting to see. Bam and Giannis aren't really long range shooters, even though they are great scorers. So I'm interested to see what the pacing and the spacing would be like for this new look Miami team. But yeah, Pat Riley does it again. He lands himself another star. Um, Interested to see how the Eastern Conference shakes out. We've had a lot of champs come out of the Eastern Conference in recent memory. Toronto, Boston, New York this last year. So the East is cooking up a little bit, and excited to see what Boston does with Jalen Brown because he was in a lot of these trade rumors, and that's got to be a weird feeling to have people tell you are like there's a very good chance you're gonna get traded, and then just have to go back to the locker room. Like imagine doing that at like any other job. It's like you go into the break room and it's like, yeah, we traded you to Walmart now, or didn't. You thought you were going to spend your whole career at Costco. So it has to be an interesting, kind of disoriented feeling. But yep, that's it for me. Just wanted to yap about the trade. Pretty cool stuff. I think it changes nothing in regards to championship contention, but fun to see what it looks like and interesting for fantasy, I guess. But yeah, that's it for me. Y'all have a great day. Like and subscribe if you want. And yeah, that's it.